one-stop channel for teacher trainings. Do you remember in the video lecture on assignments, I told you that I shall come back with a lecture on home assignment? Yes, you guessed it right. Today's lecture is on home assignment, which is commonly known as homework. As you hear the word homework, you should all be reeling back to your school days and thinking about your teachers and the homeworks given to you at that time and the humpty number of curses that you showered upon the teachers. But now you will know why homework was given to you by your teachers. By the end of this session, you will understand that homework is good. You should also be aware that there are two sections of people. One which says homework is harmful and should not be given, and the other which says that assigning homework is good. The students' community in schools world over wish they go back home without the burden of doing homework. As a teacher trainee, you should know what homework is, the purpose behind giving the homework, principles of assigning homework, types of homework that should be given, and how it should be corrected. The purpose to know all these is very obvious. That is, when you become teachers, you should know what, how, when, and why to assign homework to your students. To start with, let's understand that homework is a task assigned to school students by teachers that is intended to be carried out during non-school hours. Putting it simply, any work related to the subject given to the students to be done outside the class hours is called homework. You should keep in mind the following purposes of giving homework. They can be listed as follows. Homework is given to provide opportunities to students to work independently and thereby to develop in them self-reliance and initiativeness. Homework is given to develop habits of reading regularly among the students. Homework is given to provide opportunities to the students to utilize their leisure time profitably. That is, our school students waste their precious time in loitering about or making mischief when no such work is given to them. So, in order to make use of the leisure time in a profitable manner, homework should be given. Then, homework is given to give them an opportunity to do practice what is done in the school. Homework is given to finish the prescribed courses in time. And it also serves as a link in the parent-teacher cooperation. That is the only path where parents know that regular work is being done in the school. Homework is given to develop permanent interests. Homework is given to enable the child to revise his previous lesson and prepare for the next one. And homework is given as a remedial measure for backward children. So these are the purposes behind which a homework should be given. Moving on to the next important one, types of homework. Homework can be of 5 types. They are application-oriented homework. That is, homework can be given in the form of problems or questions that depend upon the application of the principles learnt in the school. So, whatever the student learns in the school, that is application-oriented issues that can be given in the form of questions, so that the students can apply what they have learned in the school and finish the homework. Second one is practice oriented homework. It can be given in the form of writing exercises like translation, grammar, composition, etc. with the view of giving practice in the work done in the class. And the third one is verbal memorizing work. It is the work pertaining to curricular and co-curricular activities, which is given in the form of memorizing facts, poems, principles, spellings, etc. So, verbal memorizing work is mostly cognitive. Then the next thing is practical oriented work. It is given in the form of preparing charts, maps, models, etc., which is developing the motor skill. And the last one is giving homework in the form of advanced preparation for the coming lessons. That is, the teachers can ask the students to gather some material based on the portion that would be taken in the next class. So this is giving homework in the form of advanced preparation for the coming lessons. So these are the 5 types of homework that you should keep in mind. Let's move on to the principles of assigning homework. Before giving homework to students, the following principles should be kept in mind. I shall state them one by one. The nature of the homework should be such that it does not require any kind of assistance from a tutor or a guardian or their parents. So, homework should be done solely by the student and not by his or her parents or guardians or some other tuition master. And it should not be purely mechanical, that is, requiring general knowledge on the part of the child. Then, homework should aim at developing the taste of the individual child. The purpose can be very conveniently realized that homework is on the nature of hobbies. So, a same homework cannot be given to all the students. Based on the hobbies and interests, homework can be given. Then, homework should be very definite. It should be supplementary rather preparatory as far as possible. And then a single assignment for the whole class may not be considered. That is what I told you earlier. It should vary according to the mental and physical makeup of the students. Then homework in different subjects should be coordinated. That is, teachers of different subjects must talk to each other and give homework to the students. Homework timetable should be framed so as to avoid confusion. This would help the students to do the work with ease at home rather than considering it as a burden. Homework should not be set as a punishment. Many teachers give homework as a punishment, like writing impositions, writing 4 pages of a lesson continuously, or writing question answers of one particular lesson, or finishing 2 lessons. So, this should not be given as a punishment. It should only be given as a practice, or whatever homework is given, it should be based on the purposes of giving homework that you heard before. Next is homework should be properly checked. The teacher's duty is not only to give homework, but it should also be checked carefully daily. Copies of homework timetables can be sent to the parents to seek their cooperation, which is very important. Yes, parents should know what kind of a homework is being given to their children. So, copies of the homework can be given to the parents. While assigning homework, the teacher should take into consideration the home conditions of the child, such as domestic employment, working condition in the home, etc. As I said, you cannot give the same homework to all the students. Suppose you are asking the whole class to prepare models, you cannot assign the same work to all the students, because the home conditions may differ, wherein which one child may be able to procure things that are so costly, the other child may not be able to get the materials. So you have to see and give the work according to child's working condition at home and domestic employment. So these are all the principles on which you should give homework to your students. Now, after giving homework, what should the teacher do? When the students come to the class next day and submit their work done, the teachers should correct the work. The teacher can use any of the 4 methods that you will be listening to now. They are correction by the teacher, correction with the help of the best student in the class, correction with the help of the blackboard, and correction by interchanging the exercise books. First one is correction by the teacher. This is the best method and it should be usually used. Correction with the help of the best students in the class. Sometimes it may not be possible for the teacher to correct the work by himself or herself, and so he can take the help of the bright students. But it is very important that in such cases, the teacher must have a glance over the work and then he should sign it. The teacher cannot just blindly sign the work that has been corrected by the best students. And next is correction with the help of the blackboard. This is mostly done in language classes. That is, in language lessons, this method can be used. Maybe you can give the books to all the students. They themselves can have the homework with them, and whatever work is done, the teacher can write on the board and then make the students themselves to correct the work done. And the last method is correction by interchanging the exercise books. I think you all would remember you people doing this in your school days. Dictation work is generally checked by this method and it saves a lot of time without any loss to any individual student. So these are the methods of correction. Do you know, even the Secondary Education Commission has said that whatever homework is done, if it is little and if the work is done willingly by the students and carefully corrected, it would be a great deal for the student community. When you become teachers, remember the what, how, why, and when of homework. Before I finish the lecture, let me tell you that too much of homework develops an attitude of indifference on the part of the students and they tend to become careless. So, coordinate with your fellow teachers and try to frame a homework timetable which would be of quality and not of quantity. So, be thoughtful. Until we meet again, take care.